Hey Josh, what desk did you get?
A Desky desk.
A what desk?
A Desky desk. It's like one of these, but spelt with a D.
And you put it together yourself?
Yeah, I sure did. They even delivered it to my door and I had it assembled within 30 minutes. Let me show you how. All you'll need is a Phillips head screwdriver. That's the one with the star-shaped end, as all the other tools are included in the box. And now we're ready to assemble the Desky. Leave the large desktop-sized box unopened for now, and open all the other boxes and lay those items out on a protected area like a rug or a mat to avoid anything getting scratched. Be sure to account for all parts out of each box prior to throwing away any packaging. And you can find a full list of parts inside the included instruction manual, which we will also be following today. So with the crossbar end attached out of the box, slide this apart and separate the components, keeping the crossbar rails to the side for later. Beginning a leg assembly, use a main crossbar end with a leg and have the crossbar end on its side with the holes facing up towards the leg. Insert the leg into the crossbar end so the holes from the leg line up with the holes on the crossbar end. Carefully insert the machine screws through the crossbar and into the leg using the hex key provided. Screw them in place, but do not completely tighten any of them yet, and do this for both sides of the leg. Next, we're going to attach the side bracket. I find having the leg assembly on a supported angle like this is the easiest way to insert and tighten the screws. Position a side bracket flush against the back of the crossbar so the 4 holes line up with each other. Insert 4 machine screws and hand tighten them all first before tightening the 2 outside screws, before then tightening the 2 inside screws. And once these are secure, completely tighten the screws on the side of the leg from the earliest steps. Now let's add feet to the leg assembly with pads facing up on the foot, position it on top of the leg. Insert 4 machine screws into the leg, hand tightening them all first, before screwing them down tight with a crisscross pattern. Now go ahead and repeat all the previous steps for the remaining leg assembly. Next, go ahead and remove the desktop from the box and place it down gently with the bottom side facing up. So place one leg assembly on the upturned Desky, and we're aligning the holes on the side bracket with those of the side of the desk. Next, using 2 crossbar rails with their hollow cutouts facing inward to each other, insert these rails into the crossbar end. Now position the opposite leg assembly onto the Desky and slide the rails into its crossbar end, connecting the 2 legs. Adjust the width of the frame here by pulling the 2 leg assemblies apart until all holes on the desktop line up with those of the side brackets. Insert and secure 3 screws into each of the side brackets and tighten here in place. And there's also an additional screw to be secured on the inside of each crossbar as well. From here, with 8 grub screws, align the crossbar rails to be centered, and using the hex key, screw down the 8 grub screws, 4 on each end, into the crossbars to secure the rails tightly. Next, to attach the control panel to the desktop, you'll find pre-drilled holes available on either side just back from the edge for left or right installation. Using 2 wood screws and your Phillips head screwdriver, line up the pre-drilled holes on the desktop with those of the controller to secure it in place. I find that by leaving it slightly loose now, I can get it perfectly aligned to the edge of the desktop once I've flipped the Desky up. And now we're going to secure the control box to your desktop with 3 positions available. You can either attach the control box to the center of the desk using 2 machine screws. Alternatively, using the bracket on the underside of the control box, attach it by sliding it onto the controller bracket of either of the crossbar ends and securing it there that way. Once done, you can go ahead and plug in the 2 legs and the controller into the control box. Now, depending on the size of your desktop, you may require to use an extension cable to attach one or more of the legs to the control box. And with any loose cables hanging about, with a couple of well-placed self-adhesive cable clips, you can keep any cables from hanging down when the desk is flipped upright. And if you've purchased a cable management channel like this one, now is the perfect time to be installing it. Slide one end of the cable channel into the side bracket and extend the length to meet the opposite side. Tighten the center knob here to secure the channel from sliding back out, and then insert the spring-loaded release screws into the side bracket. Lower the tray whilst lifting these screws and then release, and once in place, your tray will be nice and secure. And be sure to check out our in-depth video on the cable channel for all our integrated power options. And lastly, the power cable. Once plugged into the control box, I wouldn't secure any of its excess cable yet until the Desky is upright and raised to its maximum height to ensure that you have enough length in the power cable. And now that you've completed the assembly, I would quickly go over all the screws to ensure that they're tight before grabbing a friend to help you flip the Desky over onto its feet. Then finally, align the controller flush with the side of the desktop and tighten these wood screws with a Phillips head screwdriver to secure the controller in place. And now all you need to do is plug your Desky in and perform a reset to initiate your desk. Press and hold the down button until the desk reaches its lowest position. Then press and hold the down button again until it displays reset. Release, then press it one more time and the Desky will bop up and down for a second, displaying the lowest height, and is now ready to use. To navigate your way through to the extensive range of customizable settings, hold the M button for around 4 seconds, then use the up and down arrows to cycle through the menu and the M button to confirm. And if you have any further questions, be sure to get in contact with the team at desky.com.au and check out our other great videos on the range. It's time for lunch. Oh, sushi.